I don't have diabetes. I certainly don't want diabetes either, but I became interested in this it's about 2 years ago, I think, really, because at that time I thought I had a good diet, and I think most people that don't have diabetes probably think the same. We watched the adverts. I used to watch the lady in the red swimsuit diving into the pool, eating Special K. Love Special K. Or you'd be watching Amanda Holden eating her low-fat yogurt in Greece. So I'd get some of that as well, because that was healthy, because that was low-fat. But what I came to realise was that even eating this stuff that was supposedly healthy, I was still putting weight on, and I couldn't really understand it. I got chatting to Elaine, who invited me to one of the Rebalance events, and I was quite intrigued because, as an accountant, as usual, we're quite logical. We like to think out and work out how things work and why they do certain things. So it was quite interesting to be able to go there and learn about food, learn about the different type of foods that there are, learn about the effects that the food has on your body, and learn about sugar as well. There's obviously good food, there's bad food, and then there's sugar. The thing with sugar is I think it's the biggest learning I had out of the whole experience was that it's not what you put on your cornflakes, it's not what you put in your Special K either, it's not what you put in your coffee, it's the stuff that's hidden in the food that we eat on a day-by-day basis. And again, all this fantastic advertising, marketing makes us eat these so-called wonderful foods, not really realising what's actually in them. We certainly found after a couple of weeks of going through the process that you become a bit of a bore at the supermarket, where it used to take you half an hour before, it's taking you 2 hours because you can't help but read what's on the back of the damn packaging. And as you start to understand the different words that they use for sugar, you start to realise that there's such a massive proportion of sugar in everything that you're eating. Special K especially, as I used to love Special K, and the fact that they're advertising and telling you to eat something in the morning and some at dinner time is quite amazing when you eventually find out that it's absolutely crammed full with sugar. When you find that your low-fat yogurts, yeah, it's low-fat, yes, they take the fats out, but instead they fill it with sugar. And more that you get into it, you realise the whole rebalance thing, which obviously is important for diabetics especially, but even from people that haven't got that, to realise how much sugar are in there and realise it can't be doing you any good whatsoever. So we started following the system. There was a group of us that did, I think it was 4 or 5 that were involved at that time. This is about 18 months ago, I think. And as Elaine says, we sat down, we got a tailored programme, so depending on the type of lifestyles, and as you can imagine, I'm an accountant, so I don't get to run around a lot. It's sat on my backside most of the day, so there's certain types of food which are good for me, but wouldn't be good for somebody else. For more energetic people, there's different types of food that'd be better for them, depending on the energy that you want releasing, etc. So we went through, we got a tailored programme, we learned when to eat as well, because again, you get into that old-fashioned thing. There was somebody on the news today saying it's an old Victorian thing that we have breakfast, lunch and dinner. We should be more grazing as we go through the day, and we learned a little bit how to do that as well, to eat on more occasions during the day to keep your metabolism going. We've also found that actually food is great. Good food is great, yeah? Which sounds really silly. Even though you've got this fantastic food in the supermarket that's full of sugar, there's actually natural food that is really, really good when you put it together. I always remember there was a lovely stew that we did. Probably getting into too much detail here, but I remember putting together this lovely stew which had no sugar in, no bad stuff whatsoever, and we had this big pot of it and we ate it for a week. And I lost weight. I was eating tons of this stew every single day. Yeah, I still lost weight, and I thought, this is quite incredible, really, to find that your body reacts in such a way, or it can put on weight in such a way with things that you're eating that you don't even realise. Muffin tops. It's funny that Simon mentioned muffin tops. Muffin tops, love handles, call it. Well, I didn't even know what the hell muffin tops were before I even did this. So I found out what muffin tops were. That was my second learning. Or love handles. I remember we talked about it right at the start and saying that your muffin tops, your love handles, tend to be where your sugar is collected. It's the fat around your belly as such. And of course you go, yeah. I mean, the thing with all of this is it's okay learning the theory, but it's seeing it work. And that was the amazing part. After about 10 days, 2 weeks, I remember looking in the mirror and going, wow. Now, I don't stand in the mirror very often, I should say, all right, especially when I'm naked, going, wow, yeah. But all I just remember is these muffin tops, my love hands, had gone. And this was in such a short space of time. And this was just cutting out sugar for the sake of 2 weeks. So the fact that I could see such a massive difference in 2 weeks, you just think, there's something in this, it's you've got to take it on board. So I think what I've learned out of it most of all is it's got to become a way of life. Now, I'm certainly not perfect at it, okay? I've just had Christmas, I have masses of sugar. Hey, I make these lovely ginger biscuits that are full of sugar and I can't help but eat the damn things. But the thing I know now is that for 3/4 of the week, 80%, possibly 90% of the week, I eat healthy. I have a very healthy breakfast, I have a very healthy lunch. It tends to be on an evening. If I'm going to be bad, that I tend to be bad. But the point is I know it now. So I know that for most of the time I'm eating well. I can tell when I'm eating well because I lose weight. I feel better in myself. You know, you get rid of the buzz. I mean, you know, when you have your first thing of cutting out sugar and you get the headaches and whatever, you think, it can't be doing me any good, all this. So it's good that I'm cutting it out. And it's got to become a way of life. And I think that's the thing that I've found. It's a year and a half, getting on for 2 years since we did the programme. And it has become a way of life. We know what's good to eat. We know when we should be eating it. And we know how it makes us feel and how much better we feel for doing it. Okay, thank you very much.